Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Veda and this is The Simple Budget. Here on my channel I show you how my family is using the zero-based budgeting method in order to get out of debt and simplify our financial life. If that sounds like content that you're interested in, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and join our little crew here. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. All right, so right up front, I'm just gonna ask you to forgive my general, kind of annoying chipperness and probably chatty Cathy-ness. I just spent 30 minutes in the sun, and I'm feeling really good. And also, we are coming to the tail end of the life of these ranunculus, but I can't get rid of them because they just make me so happy. But if you could see how many of them are in absolutely dire straits, you would be like, why did you even include them in the video? But frankly, they're just such a bright and cheerful sunshiny flower. So getting rid of them is going to make me very sad. Also, speaking of being in the sun, I'm just going to do my semi-regular, not so regular disclaimer. The more time I spend in the sun, the more my vitiligo will start to become apparent. So if you do not know what vitiligo is, it is a skin condition. It's actually an autoimmune issue where your body eats away the melanin in your skin. And I have it, and I developed it in my late 20s, and it has progressed somewhat slowly. I have years where I feel like I get more, and then years where I don't really get any. This feels like a year where I don't really have as much as usual when I come out of the winter. I notice vitamin D really stops the progression of it, so that's why I spend time in the sun. But when I spend time in the sun, it becomes more obvious, and I will get a question from time to time about whether or not I have vitiligo, and the answer is yes. I'm not offended if you ask. It's not something that I'm particularly sensitive about. Well, it depends on the day. Sometimes I'm sensitive about it and sometimes I'm not, but largely in life, I've come to the conclusion that you don't have to like my body, I do. So whether or not you find it strange or odd or unattractive is really not my business. So anyways, I have a tendency to go on a tangent, and that was a weird one, but I do get these questions for it from time to time. And so I just like to let everybody know. And you can ask me questions about it or whatever. If you're curious, I'm not sensitive in any capacity. You don't have to worry about hurting my feelings. So anyways, hi, if you're new, I'm sorry. Today's video is the weekly check-in. I do this every single week. It's kind of like an accountability video because whenever you do cash stuffing, like I do, any money that you spend any money that you spend on your debit card or online that is not, or that's for a category that you cash stuff for, you have to return that money back to the bank, or else you will overdraw your account because all of the money that you have for that category is sitting in a cash envelope in front of you. And so that's the point of these videos. They're also the videos in which I become a little bit more chatty than usual because we are going over expenses from the last week. And frankly, it's a fun opportunity to chat and catch up with you guys and let you know what's been going on over in the Simple household. So without further ado, I'm going to just push this out of the way really quickly and grab my budget planner because this is where my expense tracker lives. So, okay, I may or may not edit this portion out. This is going to be one of the products that goes live in my Etsy shop relaunch in June. I am playing around with dashboards that have dates for the entire year. So just so you can have a calendar at a glance situation. But this was one of the example guides that I printed and put in here just to check sizing and margins and all of that sort of thing, and then didn't take it out, which I needed to because there are some editing things that I have to do to it. But anyways, if you're wondering what's coming to the shop, but I may still edit that out, I don't know. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop into May and go back to my expense tracking sheet. We've got a few things on here to discuss. This was not a light week. It certainly is not as heavy as I can go sometimes, but not as light as I can go either. So anyways, let me just go ahead now and get you guys zoomed in here, and we will jump into the expense tracking. Now that we're all zoomed in and cozy, we will just jump right into this expense tracking. This expense tracker, by the way, is part of my budget planner that I have in my Etsy shop. It's part of the month of pages that you get for budgeting, but then I also have it available as an individual download too if you just want an expense tracking sheet that works for you. So anyways, now we'll jump into it. So first up on May 1st was a PayPal purchase. This is coming from me because it's from that little garden game that I was telling you guys about. I realized in this week of spending that I'm spending money on this game that I shouldn't be spending because it's just silly and frivolous, and you don't need to spend money to enjoy the game. So that's even sillier. So that won't be happening again. However, the purchase was $2.11. I'm going to be returning $2 to the bank. We have a little tiny miscellaneous virtual coin jar that we keep, like the money sits in our checking account, and it's from change overage or underage in this case, or it's actually from change overage. But if we have a situation like this where we have a small amount of change that we're accounting for, my husband will remove that money from the virtual coin jar. And you'll see in this video, as I move forward, we oftentimes round our purchases up to the next dollar so that that change actually builds up in our checking account and we can use it sort of like a little miscellaneous slush fund situation. So that's what we did in this situation. We pulled the 11 cents from it rather than, rounding up to $3 and adding to it. So like I said, you'll see that as we continue on if you're new around here. Next up was a Starbucks purchase. It was for $5. It was one of the giveaway winners from one of my Budget With Me's a couple weeks ago. It was $5, and I'll be returning $5 to the bank from the YouTube envelope. We have a couple of those in here. Another Starbucks purchase. This one was actually for my coffee grounds, and I picked up some coffee as well. So it was a $30 total purchase. $20 of that is coming from grocery, and then 10 of it is coming from dine out. Just because I grabbed a coffee that day too. So, and sometimes I'll pull that from my own personal spending, and sometimes I pull from like the general family spending. But because I don't really treat myself to Starbucks all that often, I decided that it would be fine to pull it from dine out. So I did. Next up was an Amazon purchase, and I'm really going to try to rack my brain here to figure out what from household we purchased. Oh, was this batteries? I can't remember. It was $11.90. I'm going to be returning $12 to the bank. It might have been batteries because my husband and we've been kind of going through the house and like deep cleaning things. I mean, I mostly do the interior of the house, but I think it was last weekend we did our patio. So we pulled everything off of the patio, hosed everything down, wiped the window, cleaned the windows, and just like generally set it up so that it looked and felt really nice. And I have these two, like battery powered, what are they called? Like a pillar candle. My goodness, 2 battery powered pillar candles that I actually got from Pottery Barn several years ago. And honestly and truly, I cannot recommend them enough to you. I've purchased the cheap ones from Amazon before, and they melt outside, which is I don't know. Maybe you don't burn candles inside your house because you don't like the fumes or the smell, but you like the glow and the ambiance of it. So fair enough. So if that's the case, buy the cheap Amazon ones because they won't melt in your house, I hope. But if you plan to use them in an outdoor space and you live in a state like Texas where we get some pretty aggressive heat, they will melt outside. So just note to you. But the Pottery Barn ones don't, and they're really high quality, and the battery lasts for longer. They use bigger batteries, but first of all, you have 2 different timer settings. You can use 4 hours, or you can have them on for 4 hours or on for 8 hours, which I think is really cool. I only have them set for 4 hours because I only turn them on in the evenings on our patio. But that's what this was for, I think, was the batteries for these candles. And let me tell you, since we redid the patio a little bit. It's so lovely being out there. So definitely time well spent for sure. Moving right along. Another one of the giveaway winners, Starbucks for $5. Pretty self-explanatory. I got to return $5 to the bank. Next up was a Target purchase. It was $46.84. And as per usual with my Target purchases, this broke down into a couple different categories. And so, we only have two. Okay, cool. So vacation, this is actually a fun one. And I pulled this from vacation. This is really like playing it fast and loose with the categories in your budget, but you do what is best for you. But they had this, I'll go ahead and leave it linked for you guys too, if I can find it, because I just thought it was too cool. I am a beach bum. I love going to the beach. It is one of my favorite places in the entire world. And even though we do not have an ocean beach close to where we live, we do have a lake beach close to where we live, and we go there an awful lot in the summertime. And so I love all of the like beach goodies and accessories and accoutrements that you can possibly pick up to make your beach stay more pleasant. And this is definitely one of those things that I think we're going to get a lot of use out of. So it's this cute little cup holder tray that has folding legs like a folding chair would have that you would take to the beach with you. And it's got two cup holders, but then there's also just like table space on it as well that you can maybe put like a snack or something like that, or even rest your book for a little bit if you're a beach reader like I am. And I just couldn't leave it there. And it's $20. I don't know how long this is going to last us. And if it's crummy, then, maybe I'll save some money and invest in a nicer one from a different company next year. But I just thought for $20, you could not beat it. It was just so fantastic. And it's so cute. Like, it's so cute, and it's going to be so useful because my hubby and I like to get there early-ish, and so we're usually still drinking our coffee by the time we get to the beach, but then also obviously we have water because everybody's got to stay hydrated during the day, and it just helps to have as many little cup holders as you possibly can. So I was in love with this thing and I picked it up. And then also just my regular Target groceries, it came to $26.84, and I'll be returning $27 to the bank for that one. Next up, it's just becoming regular at this point. Fossil Creek Tree Farm. I practically live there. I spent $14.62 this day, and I'm trying to remember why. I don't remember why. I really don't. I don't remember why. I don't usually buy things there without some sort of purpose for my garden, so I'm going to go ahead and say that it's falling from that category or falling into that category. So that's what we'll say. And so it's $14.62, and I'm going to be returning $15 to the bank. This one, oh my gosh, you guys, I am so excited, and I will leave them linked below for you. If you've been watching my channel for the last couple of weeks, maybe a month and a half, you will know that I have been on the hunt for just like a simple but cute tank dress to have for the summertime. I am definitely a person who loves a good cottony, breathable, lightweight summer dress. And I actually have quite a few of them, but I was looking for more like the casual tank dress category. And I picked up some from Target because they were on sale, and I thought, this will be fine. I originally got the smalls. The smalls were too big. I exchanged them for the extra smalls. The extra smalls had very short armholes that made it uncomfortable for me. I am 5'10", so I think oftentimes, especially with a non-specialty clothing company, they're trying to do like a one-size-fits-all approach. And so extra small in most clothing people's brains equals like tiny person, but I am a tall person and I need longer armholes apparently because the Target ones were not working. So I returned them. Then I found these from the Gap, and I just so happened to find them on a day when Gap was having a sale, and I'm so excited that I did, and I got them. It's me, I don't wear color. So I got a gray one, like a light heather gray, and then a black, and I am beyond thrilled with this purchase. The gray one just came in the day before I'm filming this. So I just got to try the gray one on. The black one still hasn't arrived yet, but oh my gosh, the fit is perfect. The fabric is so comfortable, so lightweight, so breathable. There's a built-in shelf bra, which is like, hello, winning for, I mean, you know, for some of us. I know that for you ladies with larger bazoombas, it's not going to really work very well for you. You're going to probably still have to wear a bra. Maybe not, I don't know. But for those of us on the small end of things, it works just fine. And it's just comfortable and lovely and wonderful. And it's like one of those where you can wear it out on a summer date night. You could wear it during the day. You could wear it after a day at the beach. Like, it's just so versatile. I absolutely love it. And I'm so, so glad that I came across it because it was exactly what I was looking for. So like I said, I will leave it linked below for you. Hopefully you can catch it when it's on sale too, because I certainly would not pay full price. I think it's a little bit exorbitant. Actually, it's a lot of bit exorbitant for what it is, but the sale price I was not bothered by. So $29.21, and I will be returning $29 to the bank because Mr. Simple was like, well, I'll just pull the 21 cents from the coin jar because he's sweet like that sometimes. He liked the dress too, so maybe that's why. Next up, we have an Amazon purchase of $53.02, and this one was like a funny story in our just general budgeting lives, so I will tell you that in a little bit, but it broke down into two different categories. So I'm pulling 25 of it from materials because I did have to pick up some materials for my shop supplies, and then $28.02 from house project, which I'll just be returning $28 to the bank. I'm trying to remember, obviously the $28.02 was something garden related. Oh, I know what it is. I bought an arbor, like an arched arbor, so that my watermelon and cucumbers and snap pea plants can grow up because they're all vining plants. So I bought an arbor for them to grow up on. So I'm really excited to see how this progresses in the summer. And so many of you have asked for like video from the garden. And I promise you that once it starts like actually blooming and looking a little bit more than just plants that I've just planted, I will definitely be showing you guys my garden because we've talked about it so much. And I also think it's really fun to kind of showcase what you can do on a budget, even when it's something that you've kind of decided to do on a whim. Obviously, you don't go over budget or out of budget for things. And this little arch, this like arbor trellisy thing is definitely not something that's probably going to stand the test of time because you see how cheap it was. But for me, for the time being, until we're able to like make my full garden plans kind of come to fruition, this is going to work in the here and now, which I don't always advocate for as far as like spending. I'm definitely much more of a quality over quantity type of person, especially like my husband and I have learned over the years with furniture is definitely something where you spend money on, because if you go cheap, your furniture is cheap. There's no benefit to cheap furniture, I promise you. The longevity that you get from something that you actually spent good money on is definitely worth the price. You have to save longer for it, but it's worth it. But for something like a garden trellis, like I was like, you know what, I can shell out the $28 that it's going to cost me. And if it doesn't last until next year, it's not that big of a deal. It will do what I need it to do for the time being. So anyways, that's what we did for this one. And the story on this like general budgeting purchase, I'll tell you in a little bit. So next up, we had a grocery purchase from Kroger. It was $15.85. I can't even remember what it was for at this point, but I'll be returning $16 to the bank. And then next up, we had another Amazon purchase. This one was something for home maintenance, and I also can't remember what that was for. $20.56. It might be, excuse me, it might be this, this extension cord that I purchased that I'm actually returning. Not because there was anything wrong with it, but just because that I ended up realizing that I didn't need it. So that fixed that problem. When you don't need something, you return it, especially when you are living on a budget. And so that's what we're going to do for that one. Another Amazon got a lot of our money this week. $35.98, broken down into a couple different categories here. $15 for equipment for my shop. I bought a new little corner puncher thing. I buy a nicer one because I'm punching through like laminating sheets and I need it to be a little heavier duty than like your typical little corner puncher that you can get. I used to have one of the cheaper ones and it does not punch through laminating sheets for a very long time. So I learned to spend a little bit more money on a nicer one and it works just fine. And then again, home maintenance, $20.98 for the life of me. Not remembering, having absolutely no clue what home maintenance-y things I've spent money on. So that's great. Lets me know I'm spending my money wisely, I suppose. I mean, it's not, but don't be like me. Don't buy things that you can't remember. I'll be returning $21 to the bank for this one. Oh gosh, that was like my ice machine or something. Okay, so this is the funny story. So you'll notice, maybe you can't see. Actually, yes. Okay. So this purchase was $53.02. This purchase up here from Amazon was $53.02. We didn't realize that this was the same exact purchase and we tracked it twice. And then when Mr. Simple and I were going over our budget together, he was like, why is this spreadsheet off $53.02? And we knew that we, had this one expense, but we didn't realize that we had double tracked it. But it took, I want to say, probably a solid 30 minutes of trying to figure out where that purchase went or like where it came from in order to fix the problem. But oh my gosh, it was like a real moment because we were also, it was like at night and we were both like ready for bed because we were exhausted and we could not figure out, or he could not, because it was in his spreadsheet. He couldn't figure out why he was, off by $53.02. But it took a minute, but we figured it out. We were like, oh, we did that twice. We shouldn't have done that twice. It was a moment. Anyways, next up, PayPal. This is again for that little garden game that I play, which not trying to suck you in to spend money to it, but if you're interested, I'll go ahead and leave it linked below for you if you want to play it. It's like a fun, like cathartic thing for me, but I should not be spending money on this game. So I've vowed to stop spending money on this game. So there you go. But if you use my referral link, I will get some like little bonus diamonds in the game or whatever, but I think you do too, or they plant a tree in your name or something like that because it's a gardening game. So duh, right? It was $5.29, and I'm just returning $5 to the bank because Mr. Simple said he was going to pull the 29 cents from our virtual coin jar. Next up, this was the other dress. So from the Gap, remember I told you I got it in gray and black. So this is just the same exact one in a different color. And they charged me 2 different times because they didn't ship them both at the same time. If they ship them both at the same time, they will just do one charge, but they were shipped on different days. So anyways, $29.20. I'll be returning $29 to the bank. Oh, this one is fun. So I have got it in my head. I told you I'm with this garden. I'm like, if you give a mouse a cookie, I was like, I want to grow strawberries and blueberries and blackberries because they're fruits that we consume on a pretty regular basis in the spring and summer. I mean, in the summer, we lean more toward your stone fruits. So like cherries, nectarines, plums, peaches, those sorts of things. And always watermelon. Always watermelon. I mean, maybe that's just me, but I literally could just sit and eat a watermelon all by myself. I don't even need to share with anybody else. I love it that much. It's so refreshing and delicious and wonderful, which is why it's one of the things that I'm growing in the garden right now. But I found this, you can get a lot of really great quality, well-grown fruits, vegetables, flowers, plants, anything on Etsy. And I love to support a small business whenever possible. And she couldn't officially label these organic because the USDA has all kinds of ridiculous regulations and rules and stuff in order to be able to get that stamp officially on your food. But she did indicate in her description, she's like, I don't grow these with any sprays or pesticides or fungicides or herbicides or anything like that. And so that was A-okay with me. Obviously, I'm trusting her word here, but we're trusting the word of the government anytime you see that stamp on the food. And frankly, I think they've proven themselves far less trustworthy than this random Etsy seller. So anyways, moving right along from our anti-government talk, the total purchase for 10 strawberry plants, 10, was $17.27. I'll be returning $17 back to the bank. So I'm very, very excited to get these girls in my planter. So good stuff. Anyways, moving right along. I had to go to IKEA because I had to return something from a purchase that I made for my shop, or I'm sorry, for my office. And then, cause it just didn't work in the office, but I had seen this like metal shelving unit that they had there to, add to our patio, just cause I wanted to keep some of our gardening supplies. We don't have a shed or anything like that. And our garage is toward the front of our house, and there's no backyard access from our garage. So I wanted to be able to have like a little place where I could house like gardening tools and seeds and just like pots and stuff like that I had that were extra. And so I bought this little metal shelving unit because it was like $20. And then I purchased something. Oh, I purchased like a little tub to keep my garden gloves in because I don't like bugs. And we have a lot of spiders here that will like go hide in little nooks and crannies, like the fingers of your gloves. And so I did not want that happening. And so I bought a tub to put my gardening gloves and Mr. Simple's like yard work gloves in on this shelf in the back patio. And so the total expense was $30.25. I'm returning $24 to the bank because I did have that return that I mentioned. And so I only have to pay $24 from this $30 purchase because of that return. So, and that's it. That's what we ran through them all. I was like I was chatty, but like we've all seen me capable of much more. So I think I did okay. I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys back out, and then we will actually get into the unstuffing portion of this video. All right, so I have my trusty calculator here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and add up this column over here that says return to the bank so that I know kind of how much money I should expect to have at the end of it. I always zoom you guys through this because it's kind of boring to just sit me watch and add a bunch of numbers together. But when I come back, we will unstuff the envelopes. All right, so $346 is what we should expect to have at the end of this. I know I'm going to be a little bit shy of that because groceries, always groceries. And I'm also just realizing that I don't have my cash tray, so I will be right back. So jumping right in here, and first up is hers. So I'll just go into low priority sinking funds, and that's where we will start. And I'm going to add up all of my hers. So I've got 2, 15, 29, 5, and 29. So it's $80 from my envelope. 20, 40, 60, 80. Perfect. Yeah, that can go there. And then remaining in my envelope, I have 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 75, 85, 95, 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. So 117 remaining in my spending. Oops. All right, I'm gonna just have to deal with all of these. So 117 is what I have left. And then I can cross that out because I don't need to write the balance more than just the one time. Oops. And that. All right. So since we are in low priority sinking funds, it can also go to dine out. I think there's just the one there. Yeah. So $10 from dine out. And what we've got left is 5, 10, 11, and 12. Oh, there it is. I could not find that. All right, next up. Oh, house project. We've got a few things from there, so let's do that. So this one, 28, 17, and 24. So that's going to be $69 from House Project. I'm actually going to pull these. So 20, 40, 60, 5, 66, 67, 68, and 69. Oops, there we go. And then remaining in-house project, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 55, 20, 40, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, and 61. So 561 in-house project. Excuse me. 561. And where else did I have? There. Oh, I guess that's it. All right. Okay, and I think that's going to do it for low priority sinking funds as well. I can pop into high priority sinking funds really quickly. There are a few things from here. First up is grocery, and I'm going to tell you right now, I don't have all the grocery money here, so what do I need? So 20, 27, 16, and that looks like it. So $63. That's hilarious, because no, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4. Ordinarily, I would put these in the $1 savings challenge, but for me right now, it just feels irresponsible to do that. I recognize it's only $4, but this $4 is going to offset what I have to not spend from it for the rest of the month at this point, and I just can't justify putting this in a savings challenge when groceries are just so expensive, and we're definitely going to have to increase our grocery budget, which is really frustrating, but it is what it is. So I am still shy $59, so I'm going to have to make a note of that down here, and I'm also going to have to make a note of that in my monthly stuffing plan that I use from my budget planner as well, so that I know to stuff $59 less for the rest of the month. And I'll probably divide that among the next 3 weeks so that the hit isn't felt like so acutely right away. Do you know what I mean? So anyways, let me just go ahead and here we go. Cross that out. Oh yeah, no, because I've zeroed out that envelope. Where are my other, oh, here we go. That, and this one. Did I miss any other groceries? I don't think so. Yeah, I think we're good. And then household, do I have, I know I have home maintenance also. So household, just the one household, and that is $12 from household. So 10, 11, and 12. And remaining in household, we have 10, 15, 25, 26, 27, and 28. Whoop, there we go. All right, and then next up is going to be home maintenance, which I do have to pull 2 different things from, but one will eventually be getting a return. There we go, so 21 and, oh, 21. $42 from home maintenance. There we go. 20, 30, 40, do I have 2 ones? No. 20, 30, 45. There we go. Bring back 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, so remaining in home maintenance, we have 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Also, this one has taken such a hit lately, but you know, that's just the ebb and flow of life. What'd I say? 14? I think that's what I said, right? You guys will catch me if I'm wrong. And I think that's gonna do it for that. Yep, that's gonna be it for our high priority sinking funds. I'm gonna just pop into holiday really quickly because we do have a vacation expense from here. And was there something else too? I think it's just vacation that's in holiday sinking funds. Yeah, everything else is from my business binder. So we're just gonna grab this $20 out of vacation really quickly. Here we go. All right, $20 and remaining in the vacation envelope rather, because I can't add these two numbers together. My brain just does not allow me to do that. So we've got 51, 52, 53, 54, 50, 470, 490, 500, 10, 25, 35, 41. So was that 541? Yes, right? 541? If I'm wrong, you guys will tell me, and I might pick it up in editing. You never know. But sometimes I don't. More often than not, I don't, actually. You guys catch it before I do, so I'm grateful to you for a great many reasons, not the least of which is the fact that you catch all of my errors before I ever really even need to. So thanks for being you. Last up is going to be my business binder. Let me grab these YouTube expenses. We've got 5. Oh, that was it. Oh, I could have done that math all by myself. So $10 from YouTube. Oops. And remaining, I've got 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 35 remaining in YouTube. Check mark there. And then where else do I need? I think just materials, right? Yeah, this $25 from materials. Okay, 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, getting rid of ones is always nice. Remaining in materials, I've got 1, 2, so 200, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 204 in materials. 204. Okay, so now I've got to take my original number and subtract the grocery deficit. So 346 minus 59, and I should have $287 sitting over here right now. So let's see how we fare. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 200, 10, 20, 30, 40, 55, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, and 72. That don't make no sense. What'd I miss? Oh, equipment. Aha. I'm so glad that I saw that as soon as I looked down. It was $15 from equipment that I'm missing. So a 10 and a 5. Remaining in equipment, I've got 250 in the bank, 350, 370, 85, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 401. 401 in equipment, which is wonderful. Okay. 401. Let's add this into the stack and check our math. I'm pretty sure it's going to come out now, but it doesn't hurt to count it, that's for sure. Alrighty. Here we go. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 80, 92, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87. 287. We done did it. We done did it, y'all. Wonderful, wonderful. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And I hope if you're in the need for a great little tank top dress, you can pick one up now that I've done all of the legwork to find it for you. Oh my goodness. Anyways, if you did enjoy my video, I would love it so much if you would give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below saying hi and letting me know what you're gonna do this weekend. I feel like we're in May now, so everybody's weather has got to be getting nicer, right? Like, unless you live in like, I don't know, like Seattle or Alaska. I don't know. These are two places I've never been to before. So maybe it's lovely in May. And if it is, I would love to hear it if you are here from Seattle or Alaska. Anyways, let me know what you're doing this weekend. Let me know what your weather's looking like. And just tell me anything else that you think I might want to know. Are you gardening? Are you going to the beach? Are you vacationing? Let me know down below. And I will see you guys back here on Monday for our regular cash stuffing, and I look forward to it. Bye, everyone.